วัสดีครับพระอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We'll go to our first participant tonight, which happens to be Alvin from Malaysia. Good evening, Alvin.
Namaskar, Ajaan. Yeah, I don't have any question at the moment. Maybe I'll come back. Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to New Zealand with Anura and Ramya. So you're back home now, I assume.
No, Ajaan, we are still in Thailand.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you now? In what Ajaan Kanha?
No, we left that. So we are in Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai.
Chiang Rai. Tomorrow we are going to Chiang Mai, and then we fly back home on Saturday.
Okay.
So we had an amazing time. So thank you for giving us Dhamma teaching on when we visited you, Ajaan. And first time we saw how good your volunteers are. I mean, all the effort going in background. So we never saw when we joined Zoom or the live session or the volunteers sadhu for them. And we visited so many Kru Ajaans, so Luang Polim, Liam, Ajaan Ganha, Ajaan Chandi, and of course Ajaan Lumpwanek. So we got a lot of Dhamma teaching as well. So it's been an amazing pilgrimage. So yeah, that's a good experience for us. Yeah.
Are you in a monastery right now, or are you in a hotel?
No, we are in a hotel, John.
In Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai, yeah. So, and we visited Luan Tam Habu's museum and Ajaan Man Museum, Ajaan Chah Museum, and we visited the Luang Por Sao and Luang Por Man's caves there where they meditated. So, but Pulong in Ubon Rajatani.
Mm-hmm.
So we travel from Chonburi to Korat and stay with Ajaan Ganha, and then went to Ubon Rajatani, and then Udon, and then Pechabun as well. So now we are here. So it's
in Chiang Rai. You're in the most northern part of Thailand.
Yes. So we hope to go some of the Ajaan Man's cave somewhere in Chiang Mai area. So that's looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good, very
Ajaan
good.
Man spent 10 years, I think, wandering in the forest of Chiang Mai.
Yes, I think we are going there because last time we meditated inside, so hopefully we should be able to visit. Yeah. So that's
You find it beneficial, this trip that you're taking?
Definitely. So having seen all the Kru Ajaans and helping the practice, because all these Kru Bhajans like you encourage Patipada, practice. So, and that's encouraging us, not just, how to say, doing rituals, more practice.
Yeah,
So,
not just study,
yeah.
then you should apply your study in practice.
Yeah, so we met Luampo, Ajaan Monastery. Yeah, Buntavi. I mean, so many Kru Bhajans, what they say, they haven't studied that far. They practice, they learn, they realize the Dhamma through meditation. So
Yes, lots of these teachers, they didn't have much study. They just study with their teachers.
yes,
And it's more oral teaching than text.
yes. And
You don't have to memorize. You just keep listening again and again until it stick in your mind.
yeah. So what we say is Thailand being an amazing place. So very pleased to see all the practicing monks. So
Good.
and then I have a question.
Go ahead.
We are being, some of the Dhamma discussions. I would like to clarify about jhana. So jhana means the
Absorption, mental absorption.
The appana samadhi, is it first jhana?
Same
or
thing.
fourth? Is it could you please explain?
I think it means the fourth jhana. Appana samadhi, kanika samadhi is fourth jhana. The difference is in the duration. Kanika is briefly, while appana is longer. And upachara also, you have to pass the fourth jhana before you can get into upachara samadhi, which is the special type of samadhi where you can access psychic power. But you have to go through the fourth jhana. All three samadhis are fourth jhana or beyond.
Right.
Kanika and appana are fourth jhana. Kanika only happens briefly. That's because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet to keep the mind in jhana for long. But if you keep on practicing more mindfulness and more meditation, eventually you get to a longer duration of the fourth jhana. And we call that appana samadhi. And if you are a special type of person, you might have this gift with you to be able to go into the upachara samadhi, where then you can access the psychic power, such as being able to communicate with spiritual beings. Okay.
So that means Luanta Mahabua was told by Luampoman not to stay in Upachara Samadhi. Is that correct? So
No, he meant that once you get the fourth jhana, you have to move to the next level, which is wisdom. Don't just stick alone with the jhana, practice of jhana alone. But when you first started, you need to stick with the practice of jhana first to get a strong mind, to get strong equanimity. But once you have a strong equanimity, then when you come out of meditation, you should then start to contemplate on the three characteristic nature of the body, the feelings, and the mind. Not just practice jhana alone. But when you first started to practice for jhana, you don't do any wisdom contemplation yet. It's not necessary or not useful for you to do any wisdom contemplation yet without the jhana. If your mind has no jhana, you will not have the strength to resist your defilement, your craving.
yes.
So you first have to develop jhana, equanimity. And then once you have jhana and equanimity, then you start to study the nature of the body first. The body, is it permanent or not permanent? Is it subjected to aging, sickness, and death or not? Is there a self in the body or not? Or it's just a composition of the four elements? If you cling to the body, what will you get from it? You'll get dukkha or stress. If you don't want the body to get old, get sick, and die, you will become worried, anxious, afraid if something happens to your body. But if you know that the body doesn't belong to you, you're not the body, then you just leave it alone. Accept the truth of the body, that it's going to get old, get sick, and die. And then when it happens, your mind will not be affected, see. That's the purpose of wisdom contemplation. Insight, looking inside into the nature of the body. We don't have insight of the nature of the body. We have delusional perception of the body. We see the body as being I, me, mine, myself. And we hope, we want it to live forever. We don't want it to get old or get sick. This is where the cause of your stress or anxiety or worry or fear comes from. Your desire for the body not to get old, get sick, or die, because you think you might get old, get sick, and die with the body. But in fact, you're not the body. You're just a possessor or user of the body. You are the mind, the one who knows, the one who thinks, which happens to be able to connect with this body and then take control of this body, tell it what to do. But it cannot stop the process of aging, sickness, and death of the body. So this is what you have to study and then see it clearly in your mind. Then you can then be able to let go of your attachment. Because if you cling to it, you'll get stressed, you'll get suffering. If you don't cling to it, you have no stress, no suffering, no fear, no worry, no anxiety. That's the purpose of practice, to get rid of stress or dukkha.
So Ajahn, so the develop samadhi and jhana means practice
Mindfulness.
both jhana. That's what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, practice mindfulness, and when you meditate, use anapanasati or mantra Bhutto Bhutto until you enter the fourth jhana, and try to keep the mind in jhana for a long duration, maybe half an hour, an hour. Once you have developed to that level, then your mind will be strong with equanimity. Then when you come out of meditation, you'll start to teach your mind the nature of the body. And then you alternate the practice between contemplation and meditation. Because after you contemplate for a while, your mind might become fatigued or restless. Then you should stop and bring it back into jhana, back and forth, until you feel that you understand the nature of the body and you think you can let go of the body. Then you might have to go out and take the exam, the test, put yourself in a risky situation, dangerous situation, like being alone in the forest by yourself, where there might be some wild animals around you. And when you hear the sound of the tiger roaring, see how your mind reacts. That's the purpose of going to the forest for most Ajahn. They go there to test their wisdom and their equanimity, and then the mind is strong enough to suppress the attachment, the desire not to get old, get sick, or die. So this is what you will have to go through. First, you do the homework first. You contemplate and study the nature of the body until you truly understand, yes, there's no self in the body. It's just a composition of the four elements: the earth, the water, the fire, and the wind element. Or in modern terms, they are all elements like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen in your body. That's all they are, right?
Mm.
If you break down, they are composed of just the elements. There's no self. The one who knows the thinking isn't in the body. But scientists assume that thinking and knowing is in the brain, right? But according to Buddhism, according to Buddha, no, it's in the knowing element, which is a separate element from the body.
Mhm. Yeah.
So this is what you want to teach the knowing element. The knowing element is being delusional right now. It's like people in ancient time who think that the earth is flat. See? So it took some courageous person to come and say, no, it's not flat, it's round, and prove to be true. Now we all know that the earth is round, not flat. Same way with the Buddha. The Buddha, after his analysis of the body, he didn't see any self in the body. He only see the four elements.
Yeah. Okay. And may I ask another question, Ajahn?
Yeah, go ahead.
So because some Kru Bhajan have said that if you do only jhana, you won't be able to get to sotapanna. So that means if you're stuck in jhana, so you won't be doing the investigation of the wisdom part.
That's
So
right.
that
You have to understand the nature of the body and let go of the body. See? The body is what part of the five khandha. Sotapanna is someone who can let go of his attachment to the five khandha. You have Sakaya Titi, which is the false view, the wrong view of the body as being a self, a person, being you, being yourself. So you want to prove that you are not deluded with this false view. You can see that the body is anicca, dukkha, anatta. And to prove it, you have to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Not worry about it, not get excited when something happens to it, not anxious, not afraid. Anything can happen to the body, let it happen. So you become a sotapanna with wisdom, not with jhana.
Yeah.
See, the Buddhas and all his previous teachers, they all had jhana, but they don't have any wisdom. It's only the Buddha who was the one who discovered the wisdom, the three characteristic nature of the body, of feelings also, and of the mental states. Okay, so but you first need to develop mindfulness to get to jhana.
Yeah.
Once you have jhana, then you can then alternate your practice of jhana with contemplation. Because after you do contemplation for a while, you can get fatigue, mental fatigue, or tired, or maybe restless. Maybe sometimes you might not be mindful enough, and your defilement might take over your investigation and cause you to become restless, agitated. So you have to stop and then stop contemplation temporarily and go into jhana to rest, to regenerate your energy, your equanimity. And once after you have done that, when you come out, you continue with the contemplation until you see it all the time that the body is just a four element or composed of the 32 parts. And it is subject to aging, sickness, and death. And it's not pleasant or good looking either. That's the next level. First, you get to the level of impermanence, first the aging, sickness, and death first. Accept it. Then after you have done that, the next level is to study the unpleasant nature of the body in order to get rid of your sexual cravings for other people's body. It's the level of anagami and sakidagami. Then once you go to, you finish with the anagami, then you go to study the mental state, the nature of your mind, and see it as anicca, dukkha, anatta also. Then you get rid of the last 5 fetters and you become an arahant. This is wisdom. This is the work of wisdom. Jhana cannot do this for you. But jhana is a supporter of wisdom. Without jhana, wisdom will not be able to function properly. It's like sending soldier with good weapons but no food into the battlefield. No time to rest. What will happen? No strength to fight, right?
Good.
You have good weapons, but you don't have the strength to shoot, to use your weapon, because you don't have rest or food to energize your body.
Yes.
The mind is like that. The mind is like the body. It needs food, and the food of the mind is jhana. Okay, clear enough?
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. It's very clear.
All right, I'll move on to the next person then, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Like always, we'll go to Mike from New York, in case he had to go to work early. I hope everybody don't mind.
Thank you, Ajaan. I appreciate it. I'll be quick today. Last week, I had a experience of the first noble truth when I got a really bad flu on Wednesday, which was pretty scary, but it was also very grounding, and it reminded me of impermanence. And I was able to recover, but it was scary in the moment. But it was something that just kind of reminded me of my practice and kind of almost became a point of practice. Today, I'll keep it short, and I'll just ask, I know that, when people in life, I tend to try to always have compassion and goodwill towards everybody in life. And then there's always certain people, for some reason or another, who tend to get like underneath your skin, or you have like a shorter temper with, or you're quicker to judge. And I was curious if, Ajaan, if you had any, suttas or teachings or anything about those specific people that tend to tip you off or to trip you when it comes to your practice.
Well, you have to accept that people are like fruits, many different type of fruits, right? You have bananas, you have pineapples, and you have grapes and apples and so forth. And you like some fruits and you don't like some other fruits, So you just have to see people like that and leave the people you don't like alone. If you don't like them, then don't eat them. Just leave them alone. Eat the food that you like, And if you have to come across them, you have to use equanimity. Just try to suppress your dislike of the person. Just look at it that he and you we are just about the same. We have a body, we have the mind, and we all subjected to the same law of impermanence. We all get old, get sick, and die. So there's no point of trying to hurting each other or disliking each other. We are in the same pot, really, same boat. So try to accommodate people. If you cannot, your mind's not strong enough yet, then you may have to excuse yourself and maybe go away. Don't be near that person if you find it. But don't try to get into any argument or any fight. It's useless. This is not the way to solve problem. The way to solve problem is just to leave each other alone.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Any more question, or is that it for today?
That's it. I just listen. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now we'll go to the next person, which is Jordan Leach from Bangkok. Hi, Jordan.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm very happy to be here. I don't have a question tonight, but I emailed your assistant and asked if I could come and visit in April for a week, and so I'm hoping I can visit starting on the 13th of April.
I think so. I think usually we always have room.
That's
Have
great.
you get a reply yet? Have you got a
Oh, yeah.
reply?
I did get a reply.
Okay.
I got a reply right away, and he said that I could come, and I just want to make sure that I have that I actually have that week off. So
It's a long weekend though. I think 4 day or 5 days holiday. It's a Thai
Okay.
New Year. It's during the Thai New Year.
oh, is that what it's for?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called Songkran. And normally we have 4 days holiday, but then maybe they add another day because due to the weekend or something.
Okay. Yes. No point having a 2-day work week, right? Might as well have the
Yeah.
whole week off.
Yeah. So,
Songkran.
but shouldn't be any problem because we seldom have people want to come and practice on the mountain. People who come
Okay.
must be really special, die-hard breed.
Let's be good at camping.
Yeah, because it's like living in the wild. No water, no electricity, no running water, and food you have to walk, a few miles and go to collect food with the monks, and you're only allowed to eat once a day. So it's not a attractive place
Yes.
for people to come.
Oh, well, I thought it might be very busy that week, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no other place I would like to be, so I'm really looking forward to visiting. Yeah.
Good. Is there anything else we'd like to ask?
That's all for tonight. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay. We'll go to Penang. Get Yamso.
Ajaan, good evening. Just to send regards to Ajaan, no questions here.
Okay. Go to Switzerland, Professor Ken. You don't have to teach today.
No, not teaching. I'm staying at home today, doing 8 precepts.
Good. You try to keep that routine on your day off.
Yeah, I've tried to do it more and more now, not just on the weekend. I had a question in regard to keeping the 8 precepts. I normally find, for example, this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I was keeping 8 precepts. And when I stop the next day, well, actually keeping the 8 precepts, I find it's fine. It's very comfortable and it supports the practice.
Mm-hmm.
But when I come off the next day, I find the defilements coming up very strongly, very strongly. And my question is it appropriate to, if something like that happens, like the defilements are coming up and they're very strongly, maybe I do something I shouldn't do, is it appropriate to use the 8 precepts kind of like as a way of punishing oneself? Like today, for example, I'm keeping 8 precepts because yesterday I found myself eating too much, things like that. Is that an appropriate way also?
It's not punishment. You shouldn't call it punishment. You should call it penalty. When you do something wrong, you have to pay the penalty.
Yeah.
Like Ajaan Mahabua, when he was first ordained, he found that after eating and when he finished with his washing his bowl, the mind wants to eat again, and he knows that this is not right. The body just have had a meal, but the mind still wants to eat more. So he said, I have to penalize the mind, the defilement, by not eating for 3 days. So when he did this, the next time the mind wouldn't dare to get hungry after finish eating.
Right. Yeah, that's what happened to me last night. I felt I've just been eating too much. So today I'll keep 8 precepts as a penalty.
That's right. That's a good way.
That's okay, good.
Because if you don't do this, then you might find excuses, and for I'll just keep doing it, and this can be a hindrance to your practice, eating too much.
Yeah. Okay.
So good. Do it with other things also if you want. You say if you set up a routine like you have to meditate a few hours and somehow you miss that goal, then maybe you should penalize yourself again for not meditating enough. So this way will keep you more conforming to your routine and to your goal that you have set up. If you set up a goal to do something and then you don't do it, then what's the point of setting up the goal for, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm quite good at keeping to the routine every day. I just find that after a working day, I get tempted to do things like eating or watching some nonsense on YouTube, something like that. And then after that, I think, what was I doing? Just
Actually, it's not your body that is hungry; it's your mind that is hungry. And the food of the mind, the real food of the mind is meditation. When you meditate and your mind becomes calm, and the hunger will disappear. But if you eat, maybe you want more. You want to eat more because you're not feeding the right food for the mind. You're feeding the body. You're not feeding the mind. You're feeding your cravings.
Yeah.
So every time you feel that you want to see or hear things or eat something when you know the body doesn't really need it, then it means the mind is hungry. And the food of the mind is to calm the mind. Make the jhanas are the food of the mind. So you should meditate and get into jhana. Once you get into jhana, then you feel peaceful, contented, not hungry anymore. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajaan.
All right. Go to New Delhi. Rajat. How are you, Rajat?
I'm very well, Ajaan.
What can I do for you today?
Oh, well, it's just listening. And so therefore, when the mind is really tired, the end of maybe a hard day at work or whatever, it's probably best to sit and meditate instead of switching on the TV or doing something else.
That's right. It's not the mind that's tired, really. I think it's the body that's tired more than the mind. Well, or maybe both. I'm not sure. But the best thing if you can do is to meditate rather than consume some sensual pleasure. Better do some spiritual pleasure for the mind.
Ajaan, will it help to, go into meditation with your eyes open? Sometimes when you're in company, and sometimes you're in the company of people who are like, fruits that you don't like, as you were saying a little earlier this evening.
Well, normally when you meditate, you want to be alone, not around people, unless you happen to be on a bus or something and you want to close your eyes and not pay attention to things around you because they can be distracting and agitating. So you close your eyes and meditate to bring your mind inside and not to go outside and be involved with what you see or hear. So usually you want to, when you meditate, you want to bring your mind inside, away from the body, away from your sensual organs. So usually you should close your eyes. It will be better for your meditation, easier for the mind to become calm. But if you're in a situation in which you cannot close your eyes, then you just have to maybe recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto and try to calm your mind so that it doesn't react to what you see or hear.
Yes, thanks.
So it means using mindfulness to not to get the mind to become reacting to your surroundings. You want to keep your mind just be merely knowing. So you can use mindfulness, the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, to keep the mind from reacting. But if you are alone and meditating in your room right now, you want to stop the mind. You want the mind to be completely still, even though there are no things that you are reacting right now. But your mind is still working. Your mind still thinks. So you want to stop this thinking, so that the mind can become still. Once it becomes still, it becomes peaceful and happy. Maybe not the word happy. The word should be more contented, satisfied, contented.
Yes, Ajaan.
Okay, is that it?
Yes, I'm here actually. I didn't have any questions. I'm just here to listen this evening. But
Okay, we'll go to Singapore. Kok Seng.
Yeah, the Prajan, no questions at the moment. Thank you, Prajan.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, no questions at the moment, Prajan.
Okay, fine. Go to travel now. Travel, you see Jordan on your screen? He's right above you. I'm not sure you see it or not.
For some reason, good evening, Tanushan. Very good to see you. For some reason, I can only see myself and whoever's talking. So I don't know what it. I think I just have too small a device. But it was very nice to see him looking so splendid and happy. And I wish him the very, very best. And to everyone in the meeting, I just had a couple of questions, just following up on the bad fruits. What about loving kindness? Are we too? When I do metta, I'm supposed to have somebody that doesn't really sit well with me, and I pass. I extend metta to that person and someone who I, very close and so forth. What about someone who irritates you and so forth? Is it appropriate to include them in your metta practice?
You have to do that in real time. See, when you see that person, then you extend your greetings to that person, your goodwill toward that person. Metta means having goodwill, like saying hello, how are you? Just be nice to that person if you can. But in case you cannot do this, then you might have to use equanimity instead. Just remain non-reacting. Don't react to that person. Just stay aloof and silent. Don't say anything. Don't do anything toward that person.
Okay, and had two other questions. Do monks take exams? I read somewhere in a Dhamma talk or something I was reading a Dhamma net website that there are exams for to move up to certain levels. Is that universal, or is that?
No, it's just in Buddhism we have many different traditions. We have the academic traditions and we have the forest practical tradition. So if you're in the academic, then you have to study all the scriptures and take exam to pass all the level that you have to study. But with the forest tradition, you don't do any study. You just learn from your teacher verbally and practice with your teacher, and he'll be the one to grade your score for you. If he approves of your practice, it means you pass. If he doesn't approve of your practice, it means you fail.
And if you keep failing or you don't, what happens to a monk? Do they?
You might he might kick you away from kick you out of his monastery and say go somewhere else.
Okay. And then are there sort of levels of do monks recognize certain levels within
the four noble disciple level that we just mentioned earlier, the four level of enlightenment, Sotapanna, Sakidagami, Anagami, and Arahant. These are the levels of enlightenment that a meditator will eventually achieve. And this, if you have a teacher who has already become enlightened, he would know when you will become enlightened or not. He can gauge from your reaction, your action itself.
Okay, and then one other question. I've heard of I was reading in Meichi's biography and in other books about the rains, the period of the rains. Is that something that is still practiced, where the monks do something special during the rains?
Yes, it's been an ancient tradition and it's been practiced ever since. That's because during the rainy season, farmers and usually farmers they plow their fields, and during this, and monks like to travel, like to walk through the land of going from one place to another. Sometimes they cut across the field during the planting season, and then could hurt the crops that has been planted. So they complain to the Buddha, said, why do you let your monks go around during this planting season? It's because they're causing problem for us. So also the Buddha knew that the monks had been causing problem for the farmers. So he told the monk not to travel for 3 months during the rainy season. So that's why all monks, regardless of where they are, when the time came during the rainy season, which in Thailand was usually from July to October. That's a 3-month period that all monks have to stay put in one monastery and not go into different places. During ancient time, monks only walk. There's no other mode of transportation.
And is that still practiced now? Monks stay put for the 3 months?
But they are allowed to go on emergency cases, not more than 7 days, such as if the parents get sick and they can go visit and look after their parents or their teachers. Or if the house needs repair, they might emergency repair, then they might be able to go and collect material for the repair, something like that. There's some 5 exceptions that monks are allowed to go and spend the night not outside of the monastery, but not more than 7 nights. Then they have to come back. Okay, understand?
Yes, I do, and I thank you very much, and I will keep listening, but I have a meeting at 9 o'clock, so you may not see me, but I'll be still listening.
Yes, feel free. Yes, feel free to leave anytime. There's no condition attached to this meeting. Okay. All right.
You. We'll watch the rest of it this evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Take care. Go to Malaysia. Kwan Liman, you've been away for a while.
Ajaan, because for a period of time, I didn't really want to talk much or listen to people talking, so I was away for and I just talk less and think less for a
That's
period
good.
of time.
If you want to practice for jhana, then you should try to be alone, not try to get involved with people. Try to live a solitude life, solitary life. Good, it's okay. You have any question tonight?
And no, I don't have question yet, Ajahn.
Okay, then I'll go to the next person.
I don't have question yet, Ajahn.
Okay, I'll go on to the next person, which is Full Moon. Hi, Full Moon. Where are you from?
Hello, good evening, Ajahn. I'm from China,
I see.
and this is the first time I come to the room.
Good.
And
You're welcome.
My English is a little so poor. I just can say a little.
Okay, say whatever you can.
Okay. Do you know Long Mei? Do you know Long Mei? Long Mei.
I don't think so. Who is she? Who is she or he?
She's monastery is near the Longpo Kharas monastery, and I've lived in his monastery for almost 1 month, 2 months ago, and she teach me to contemplate 32 parts of my body, and I passed exam. But now I have some confused. I don't know how to do next. And in her monastery, I just can use the Buddha, just saying Buddha, but I cannot find the pleasure. I cannot feel pleasure, just Buddha, because I usually practice Anapanasati for several years, for almost about 2 years, and I have some good progress. But now I have to change my method. I have some confused. And now I don't know how to continue my meditation. So I want you give me some advice.
Yes, you can stick to Anapanasati. It's a good practice. You don't have to use Buddha if you don't want to.
But another question is that when I go back from the monastery, and I cannot have a good deed jhana, because I go back the city and I have to work. I don't love to work. I don't like drug, but I need to earn money. That's a big problem.
Well, just like me, before I work, but I want to meditate, so I quit working. After I run out of money, then I go and become a monk. See? So you can become a nun if you want to meditate and don't want to work.
But be announced, maybe I need to save some money, because I went to the Thailand, and I know that not become a nun need some money to afford myself.
It depends on which temple you go to. There are some temples who will not. You won't need to spend any money to become a nun and stay there. So look for a temple where you can stay without using any money.
Yes, I'm looking for a good teacher and a suitable monastery, but now I'm just looking.
You're just trying to look. You'll find one. There'll be one good for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The third question is that, so what? How can I do the next for my meditation? just press Anapanasati. I don't know if I need to contemplate my body because I just
Okay,
can
you
see
don't
the-
need to contemplate the body yet. Right now, just practice mindfulness. When you sit, when you meditate, use Anapanasati. When you're not meditating, when you're not sitting, then use watching your body. What the activity of your body, every movement of your body. Just keep watching. Don't let your mind go away from your body. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. This is mindfulness of body. Mindfulness of body.
in my daily life, do I need to just 不多 daily life when I don't sitting meditation or walking meditation?
Yes, or you can just keep watching your body without using Bhutto. Just watch. Watch your body walking, standing, sitting, lying down, eating, do whatever it is doing. Just keep watching. Don't let your mind go away to other places.
Okay, so when I sitting meditate, I do sitting meditation, and I need to practice Anapanasati to improve my mindfulness, and in my daily life, I need to just focus
on your body action.
Okay.
Or if you like to use Bhutto also, you can also use Bhutto as well.
Okay, thank you.
The goal is to stop thinking, not allow your mind to go thinking about everything, about anything.
But now I need to earn money because I have no house, I have no car, and no any money.
Well, you don't need them. You just go become a nun right now, and you don't need any money. Go look for look for a temple where you can stay without using any money.
Okay.
Maybe you can ask one of my assistants. They know places where you can become a nun and don't have to spend any money. But you might have to work in the monastery though to help offset the cost of your food and lodging. You might have to help in the kitchen. You might have to help cleaning the dishes or something like that. You have to do some work in the monastery where you don't have to spend any money.
Fast to be a nun in monastery is a little different. The bhikkhu.
Yeah, but the practice is the same. You practice mindfulness, you practice samadhi the same way.
Bhikkhu has a teacher to teach them, but to be a nun, maybe they cannot be teach. So
yeah, teacher will teach both nun and monks. When you go to a monastery, the teacher will teach everybody who stay in a monastery. Don't worry. If you find a monastery and your teacher accepts you, then he'll teach you. Doesn't matter whether you're a monk or not. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Understand.
All right. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Next, we'll go to Malaysia with Philip.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any questions tonight. Wishing you well.
Okay. Go to Penang. Christine, go ahead.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no question. I come in to pay respect to Ajaan.
Did you go to the monastery yet? Not yet. What keep you away?
Kilesa.
Okay.
All the greed, hatred, and delusion, especially all the Chinese New Year period, eat, sleep, enjoy.
Sensual pleasures.
Very bad. So whenever I come into Ajaan class, I feel I so peace and happy. And I think back when, wow, I enjoy actually is suffering.
Yeah, when you cannot enjoy it later on, when you get old, get sick, then you cannot enjoy your food, eating, and then you become very agitated, very depressed, very sad.
But when I enjoy, I also feel not happy. It's so heavy. Everything is very heavy. It's like burden.
So why don't you stop it then?
Yeah, but I don't know why the mind still keep me on, like continue like shopping, like go out and talk, and I don't know why, but I feel not happy. Come into Ajaan class, I feel very not class, I mean meeting, I feel very peaceful.
Yeah, because peacefulness of mind is the best type of happiness.
Yes.
It's a real happiness is peace of mind.
Yes, Ajaan. I plan to work another 2 years if I'm still long enough life. Then I can quit
Okay.
before 50 years old. Maybe hope that 45 or 46.
But when you get to that point, you probably want to extend your work again anyway, right?
Yeah, and I wish Ajaan strong, healthy, long life. So I still at that time I still can learn from Ajaan.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen 2 years from now.
Yeah, in fact, most of the theory I can fully understand. It's just lack of practice.
Yeah. So you have to study more. You don't study enough to inspire you to do the practice yet.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You should reflect on the impermanent nature of your body. You don't know when you're gonna die. So then don't take too much time. You might not have the time for your practice. You can do it now. Why wait? Because you don't know if tomorrow will be there for you or not. You have to think like this. You don't know whether you're gonna live tomorrow or not. You're living today. So why not practice today?
Cannot let go the salary.
Okay. Well, I hope you don't die then. I hope you don't die tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I hope that I have long life enough.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, wish Ajaan healthy and strong. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll go to Brazil, Sao Paulo. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
How are you? Good?
Good.
Happy?
Yes. Normal, but normal.
Normal, okay.
I have cancer, but I have cancer.
Any dukkha? You have any dukkha?
No. In
No dukkha.
my stomach, but I have do exams. It's
I
not
see.
confirmed. Not confirmed. Yet.
I see. Okay.
But,
You know, go ahead.
No, go ahead, you. Thanks.
You're not worried about your body, right?
No. I don't have any. I don't. But a person that not react things is an enlightenment person, but don't react the karma. don't react. Don't react. Don't react good things, bad things. Is enlightenment people, Bante.
Enlightened people
they say,
they're not worried about the body if they're enlightened, because they see the body not being themselves.
no, the body, yes, but the mind not react the things of the body too. Né? The body, all the things is the body, but the mind not react.
Not react to the body.
But it's a enlightenment state, né, Bante?
Enlightenment means you know that the body isn't you. See.
Yes. If you don't react, if don't you, né, Bante?
If it's not you, if the body is not you, why should you worry about the body then?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I say because I have to good state, né, Bante? Not react to things, né? Because we have our karma, né, Bante? Our karma, né? We have our karma, and don't react to the karma is a neutral state. Is different state, né, Bante? It's different. You have to meditate a lot, né, to become a neutral state, né, Bante? Only mind is not possible. Only mind is more difficult, né, Bante? You don't have control, né?
You have, but you can build control. Mindfulness is your control of your mind. If you have mindfulness, you can control your mind.
Yes, more training, more mindfulness. Yeah. More training, more mindfulness.
Yeah.
Is my practice.
Okay. Control your mind until you can tell the mind to stop thinking.
Yes. Nekama.
Okay. Nekama ubeka.
Nekama upeka.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Keep practicing, okay?
Yes. Buddha teaching us the way, né, but the way we have to
do the practice.
Follow.
Yeah,
we have to follow.
The Buddha cannot practice for us. We have to practice ourselves.
Yes,
Attahi atano nato.
Yes.
Attahi atano nato. You are your own refuge. The Buddha cannot act as your refuge. The Buddha teach you how to build a refuge. You have to build it yourself.
Ehi pasiko.
Okay, the Dhamma ehi pasiko.
Okay. Yes, Bante.
Bring the teaching of the Buddha into yourself, into your heart by practicing.
Yes.
All right? Yes. Okay. Keep on practicing.
Right. Good, Bante, good.
Until the last breath. Practice until the last breath. When there's no breath, then you can stop. As long as you can still breathe, don't stop practicing. Unless you become enlightened, then you don't need to practice anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Okay. Aparachita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, good evening to you. How are you?
I'm well, and I actually recently listened to the Meichi Gao autobiography. I think it's also available as an audio book.
Yes.
So it's very inspiring. I had read it before, but kind of made more sense now. And it's beautiful because there is even when she wasn't a nun, she put in so much effort. So that was good. Very inspiring.
She had a lot of past good karma. She had built up a lot of good perfection. So it's easy for her in this life to practice and become enlightened. And she was fortunate to run into Ajaan Man, an enlightened teacher also.
Yes. And I guess that's also true, right? Like even if it's like every lifetime, just practicing, just keeping with it.
Yeah, and then you develop a habit with you. So where we are in your next life, you'll continue with your practice. If you haven't yet reached your enlightenment, then you can carry on this practice, this habit with you into your next life. It's a good book, it's a good study for a woman who likes to become enlightened. She can be a model for you all. Just go to Ajaan Dix. What did you get the audio book from?
Yes, it's called Forest Dhamma books. It's got so many books,
Yeah,
right?
Forest Dhamma book, yes.
Yes. It's amazing, just really beautiful.
Good. You have any question tonight?
No questions. I'm just
You working today? You teaching your yoga?
I finished teaching all the classes, so now it's my free time, and yes, that's
so
it.
It's evening for you too now, right?
It is. It's around 6-ish now. Yeah.
Okay, so you're about 3 hours behind
Correct.
in Thailand.
That's right.
Okay. Enjoy your dinner if you're not keeping the 8 precepts.
No, not today, but I did say that I would keep one day where I'd eat a meal, so I've managed so far to do that.
Okay. Just keep doing it, and you'll find it very beneficial if you meditate, because you don't get sleepy when you don't eat dinner.
Yes, it's lighter feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Take care. Good. Diana from Wales. Hi, Diana. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Thank you. I was thinking from the previous questions. My father is 94, and he has a difficult start in life, and he can be difficult. And I was wondering, do you think we have like a previous contract or previous karma connection from lives before, and is it my karma to look after him as best I can?
Well, you have to be able to retrace the past in order to find out whether you have any past connection with that person or not. If you don't have to worry about it. All you need to do, with anybody that you have to live with or deal with, just use the metta, be loving kindness and compassion to deal with everybody.
Yes, it's not always easy.
Yes, but it happened. You have to. The Buddha teaches us to be grateful to somebody who have done a lot for us, especially our parents. They say that whatever the things that our parents did for us, we will never be repay them all. So we should try to think in terms of repayment to the debt you owe to your parents.
Yes. Sometimes I find it easier to think just as you would for anyone, really. You have to treat people with kindness and compassion.
Yes, especially someone who raised you, who give you your life, So if you can think in this term, then you'll find it not so difficult to do things for him.
I don't find it difficult to do things. He's just quite cross sometimes, and that's quite hard to deal with.
You have to accept that he's just a bad apple, that's all.
It is. I was following the thought through, and it's like it's our cravings and desires, isn't it, that cause our suffering. So it's because we don't want to have to deal with that, whereas if we just accept it, then
That's
we're
right.
not suffering.
Yeah.
So I understand. I follow the thought through. It's just putting it into practice sometimes is hard. Have you heard of Ajahn Kalyano in the Forest Monastery in Australia?
Yes, I heard of his name before, but I never met him. I think he's in
No.
Melbourne.
Yes, they've got a retreat day. I might try and join.
Good, good. Try
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So that you have something to do. Because
Yes.
sometimes you cannot do it on your own, so you need some guidance.
Yes,
You-
he does
you-
nice Dharma talks, and they do like a retreat day, and I might be able to do it online, and you follow the 8 precepts just for the day.
Yeah, that'll be good. If you cannot do it on your own, then you need something like this to get you started. But once you know how to do it, then you don't have to join a retreat. Once you know how to do it, then you can just do it on your own.
There must be monasteries in the UK that do it as well, but I haven't quite found one. That's all. But
Search on Google meditation online.
yes, yes.
You'll probably come up with many different places.
Thank you.
Okay. Hope you join and practice, and then maybe you can tell us how it was like.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, go to Lo Mei Ling, I think, if I spell your name correctly. Lo Mei Ling from Malaysia. Is this your first time to join us? Can you unmute your microphone yet? There's a button on the lower left corner of your screen. Lower left corner of your screen, there's a picture of a microphone. You don't see it? Can I unmute your microphone? Good boy, what's wrong with her?
Let me check it. Can you see the pop-up menu? Just like unmute.
To unmute. Okay, you got it now. Go ahead, speak.
Good evening, Ajahn. This is not my first time.
Yes.
Yeah, just sit in and listen this time. No question.
Okay. Then I'll go to Marcia, and then Marcia, if I call your name correctly, Marcia?
Marsha, it's Marsha.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for being here. This is my second time, and since I was able to join the last time, I did a 2-week retreat at a Buddhist monastery in Las Vegas. It was an interesting experience because I had some things, I wanted to talk to my teacher about, and when I got there, I usually settle into the program so that I can not have anything frivolous to talk about. But he went on a trip 36 hours after I got there, and he didn't come back until after I had left. And so it was kind of a trick, but I had such an equanimity about it. And it was a wonderful retreat because I had to find the Dhamma in myself the whole time. I didn't have the teacher to run to for any little question or this happened or that happened. And so I developed this watching where I just kept watching. And there was such a peace in everything that happened. One thing I was working on seems like it's taken me so many years. I've been doing this practice about 10 years. And to just stick with the breath and not allow myself to be distracted, just to hold the breath so tightly. Sometimes I'll imagine like I'm cradling a baby, and I'll tell myself, don't drop the breath, don't drop the baby, to just keep the focus there. And when I'm able to do it, then the mindfulness becomes very sharp, because the longer I can hold the breath, then it's so obvious when the thought or the opinion pops in. And then I'm learning to cut that off. And if I just make myself keep doing that, then that kind of strict holding, it becomes less and less. And then awareness becomes more and more. So it becomes more of a gentle focus on breath. And then it might shift to like just the breath becomes in the distance, and I'm more in an empty and a quiet place. But I guess my question is, when I get to there, I don't really know what to do, because
continue watching. That's all. You don't have to do anything. The goal
don't
is
do
not,
anything.
yeah, don't do anything. Just keep watching the emptiness. If that's all you got to see, is emptiness.
It's so hard. It's like, how can I stay there? Because there's like nothing.
There's nothing. Nothing is something. See? How can you say there's nothing when nothing is something? Just watch at nothing. Watch the emptiness. That's why you want to bring the mind to eventually to emptiness. All you have left is just what you just have the watcher on the knower, watching the emptiness. That's all.
And then I'm getting a sense that, you know, when it's empty, that's the place where there's no more concept.
That's
and
right.
I can't fully, like, I don't seem to fully sink into that, but I'm trying. And yeah, so just keep watching.
Yes.
And I guess my confidence has just grown over the years, because when I sit to meditate now, I don't worry when all the thoughts come, because experience has taught me that you just see that, let it go, see it, let it go. And sometimes the mind will just, when the mindfulness is sharp, no matter what kind of a thought it was, you can almost be catapulted into a good place of awareness if you cut it off clean. It's like, no matter all those thoughts, keep cutting, keep letting go of everything. And the mind just comes to that point of equanimity almost by itself.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
That's right. Exactly. That's what you get when you meditate, when you have mindfulness. Your mindfulness will then just not pay any attention to anything. Leave everything alone.
So when I was on the retreat, I was listening to the February 20th Zoom session. And I have to say, I felt like everything was in that session, like all these little tips. My teacher was gone, and there was so much information. And so I just want to thank all of you. I can't join with you very often. A lot of times I'm taking care of my grandkids at this time, but just thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll keep watching, just keep watching when I get to that.
You're welcome.
Edge of emptiness.
Yeah, and I hope you keep on your practice. I think you're on the right path. you should reach emptiness and stay with emptiness, because emptiness is the best place to be for the mind.
It's kind of scary, but yeah, it seems to be the right place.
There's nothing to be scary about.
Okay.
The Buddha said the supreme happiness is the supreme emptiness.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep trying.
Nibbana paramang sunyang, nibbana paramang sukham.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Toronto with Dr. Piao and Indira. Two doctors, actually. If I'm correct,
Good morning.
You both are physicians, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning from Toronto, Ajaan. Good morning, Ajaan.
Yes. Good morning to you.
How are you?
Good. Happy? Always?
Yes.
No need to be
It's
sad.
good.
Why should we be sad? When you're sad, you're deluded. When you're not sad, then you're enlightened.
That's why you see this image of laughing Buddha. It's enlightened Buddha.
What's the point of being sad, right?
Yeah. He keeps. I think he keeps the what he's carrying on the ground, and people are asking, how are you happy? Why are you laughing all the time, smiling? He just keep the stuff on the ground and say, "That's it. Leave it on the ground," and I'm happy.
It doesn't carry any burden.
Yes, keeping the burden on the ground. So true. It's hard. I think that's the ultimate goal. The carrier of the burden, throwing away the burden.
We carry so much burden, especially the 5 khandhas.
Yeah. Yes. Bara is, I think that burden they call Ohita Baro is another name for Arahat, meaning thrown away the burden.
Yes.
Just
the Buddha said, Parahave Panchakanta.
Yes. The
5 khandhas are a very heavy burden.
Yes. It is. Yes, carry out the burden. Yes. Trying very hard, Ajaan. And also, I have read that the book that Aparajita mentioned about 10 years ago. I came across that book too, My Chikai. So it really inspired me because you read a lot about...
It's pronounced Mechi Gao.
Mechi
Gao.
Mechi Gao.
Just to correct your
it's
pronunciation.
A hard pronunciation. It's hard pronunciation, but what you read in the book, it's so inspiring. I told the story to him because you always hear about bhikkhus, arahats, but in modern times, I mean, there was Khema, Uppalavana in Buddha's times, but in the modern times, it was so inspiring.
It's so impossible.
It's within our reach, right? Yeah. I mean, if you meet the right person, I think she met the right person at the right time. Right. She had that, I mean, she had all that psychic powers, but which was being kind of wasted. I guess till he met Ajaan Man, I think, and then
after that, Ajaan Mahabua.
Yes, Ajaan Mahabua. Turn things around. Yes. And I guess this, I think, as you say, Upachara Samadhi, I think you were initially talking at the beginning. She had probably that Upachara Samadhi and the psychic powers, I guess, from previous practices or whatever. And that she's having all those seeing things.
That's right. If she didn't have an enlightened teacher, she would be stuck with her psychic power.
Yes. Is it the same as these Alamakaram, Uddakaram, Puttas, those teachers who went initially, they probably had those, perhaps they had jhanas, very special jhanas, but
yes, like
they never had the insight.
Devadatta also had the psychic power. And that's caused him to become deluded, thinking that he's smart, he's good enough to become the Buddha's successor.
It's like having a scalpel, don't know what to do. That's true. To do surgery or what? Keep cutting people. That's true. And also Buddha said, when Ananda asked Buddha, is a Kalyana Mitra 50% to the path, but Buddha said, no, Ananda, it's 100%. So it's like for her to meet Ajaan Mahabua, who really put her to the path. Like, so Kalyana Mitra teacher is 100% of,
attaining your goal. Yeah. So thank you so much for being there for us.
Any question tonight?
No questions, but I was at I think the last speaker was talking about the emptiness. I think it's a pretty, I think valuable point. You said, keep watching it. I think the fear is the one that distracts us. Something's going to happen. That's again a defilement, right? Which comes our restlessness of the mind. But the chitta can watch. So, and it's a peaceful state of mind, I guess, as long as you do it. Chitta is a special form of consciousness, I think, that is called anidassana vijnana. Vijnana is not the real vijnana. Vijnana is usually attached to, only can be expressed of the aggregates, the 4 aggregates. But in this situation, it's called vijnana, which is, the Pali term is anidassana, or the chitta, which is not dependent on. So it's called consciousness without a base. So it can watch it, but you are aware of it, but it's not based on the 4 other senses, that feeling, perception, or whatever.
Yes. Okay. I don't have anything to contribute to that.
No, I'm just thinking it. Yeah, this is my thinking. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's okay.
It's okay, no problem. When you do practice, all you want to do is to stay calm and
stay calm.
Be observing and not reacting. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the goal of practice.
Yeah. So it's a peaceful state of mind. That's the kind of a emptiness. As you say, it has to be peaceful and blissful too. Like as you said, Paraman Sukham, right?
Yes, it's a blissful state also. When you enter into emptiness, that's a real bliss.
Yeah. But we are not talking about the jhana, like emptiness of jhanas, or this is something different. Like there is also a rupa jhana state, we call it. There's some emptiness of like a perception. That is like a perception of infinite, and then you let go of that, and then emptiness. That is a sort of different sort of perception they're talking about, right?
Yes, these are different levels of calm attained by the mind, by the meditator. The function of mind slowly come to a halt, by stages, and they become completely still. Nirodha Samadhi. When there's no feeling, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. All that there is left is just knowing. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can ask some more questions later. Let me go through the rest of the participants first. We'll go to Sri and check now. Sri, have you finished your homework yet?
Working on it.
You're working on it, huh? One sutta takes you how many months?
But it's useful, right? I can take a piece.
I think in Sri Lanka they consider this sutta a very important sutta that everybody should memorize it. Is that right, Dr. P.L. in Sri Lanka, the 4 foundation of mindfulness?
That's the kind of a basis they are teaching, Satra Satipatthana, of the, yes. And they're emphasizing, I think it's this overemphasis on that, I believe. But I think the first Satipatthana, Anapanasati itself, the Kayanupasana is good enough, and it will lead to the others.
Yes. But I mean, this sutta is considered a very important sutta in Sri Lanka, more so than the first sutta, the first discourse.
Yes. That's true.
Because it's a manual of practice. It tells you clearly what to do with samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana. I mean,
Yeah.
the development of mindfulness and samadhi and the development of wisdom is contained in this sutta, the four foundation of mindfulness. Okay, Sri, how far have you gone now? How far have you remembered now? The body part?
Body part, yeah, body part is good. But then normal, like daily life, like sometimes I can pick a part, right? Like, sometimes to remind myself.
Yes,
like either
good.
where or like, like for
Are you watching your action or not? Or are you doing something else at the same time? Thinking
Yeah.
about something else at the same time.
Yeah. So mostly it's like my mind is like, going somewhere else, right?
Yes, and your body is here, but your mind could be in Thailand or it could be somewhere.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, yeah. But mostly on the fully awareness or the postures, the 4 postures.
Yeah. Try to do this. This will keep your mind fixed, not moving around, not thinking. Then when you meditate, your mind can become calm very quickly and easily.
Yeah, if I do it right, yes.
If you do it at all.
Yes, but first part is good, right? First part it teach you like if I want to do meditation, then like the mindfulness of breathing, like anapanasati, right? That's the first part.
Yeah, the first part and the body, try to understand the first part and try to apply it in practice. If you understand it and you don't apply it in practice, then doesn't give you any benefit yet. You have to apply it in your practice, in your daily life, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Be always mindful of your body movement, standing, sitting, walking, sitting down, or whatever it is doing. Try to keep your mindfulness with the body all the time.
And I figure out, Ajaan, like Buddha asks us to be like fully aware of our postures and then talking, silence. But it didn't like fully aware of listening. Is that like?
No, because you're alone, see, you're supposed to be practicing, not listening to anything.
Okay.
And if you hear something, just ignore what you hear. Just concentrate on what you do.
Okay. Oh, that's why like he take out this part. That's okay. That was my questions. It does make
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
All right.
Check.
See, when you practice, you're supposed to be practicing alone. So when practicing alone, you don't listen to anybody talking to you. But should you have to talk to somebody, then you be mindful of what the person is talking to you. Be mindful of listening when he's talking. And when he finished talking, when you have to speak, be mindful of what you're saying also. With every action that you do, whether listening or talking, is still the same thing. Mindfulness always apply. Sometimes we listen, but we not actually listen, right? We think of something else to say to that person already. When the person hasn't yet even stopped talking, we're already thinking about a reply.
Yeah.
So don't reply yet. Listen to all what he has to say. Then take time to compose of what you want to reply with mindfulness. And you can reply properly and in the best way. With mindfulness, with metta, with loving kindness. Not with emotion. But this is something else. The Buddha emphasis on the practice when you're alone, on the on the four foundation of mindfulness is when you are doing the practice alone. Okay. Any question from Czech?
Then just now you said that the five khandhas is the heavy burden. So both the body and the like Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, they're all like burden.
Well, they work together, see.
Work together. Oh.
They come in like a team, like a basketball team. You have 5 players, you know.
Oh.
So the 5 khandhas, they work together as a team.
Oh.
See, you have the body, but you also have to have the feeling to know what the body is feeling, right? Whether it's hungry or whether it's full, whether it's hot or whether it's cold. So they work together. But mainly we just look at the body as a principal player. We look after the body, we feed the body, we have to bathe the body, we have to take care of the body. So this is a burden, right? A responsibility. But how to look after it, you have to know the feeling coming up from the body, right? Whether it's hungry or whether it's thirsty. So you know what to feed properly to give the body. So actually they work together. Except the body is like the main actor. The other 4 are just like the supporting actors. You don't usually see the other 4. You only see the body.
Yeah.
The other 4 are usually invisible to the eyes. Like when you're hungry, you know, the body is hungry, but the body can tell you it's hungry, but the feeling will tell you that it's hungry.
Yeah.
Then you have to use your thought. Then what should I do with this? I should go get some food and feed its body. So you can actually say the body is the main burden, because once there's no body, then you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to get up in the morning. You don't have to take a shower. You don't have to brush your teeth. You don't have to eat. You don't have to go to see a doctor. With all these things that you're doing is doing for the body, right?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's better not to have a body. Because once you have a body, you have to have money to feed the body, to look after the body. So you have to go to work. But when you die, then you don't have to work, you don't have to eat, you don't have to feed your body, you don't have to get a house, you don't have to have anything that you're doing right now. You're doing for your body, right?
Yes.
But we are afraid to die. Why not? Dying is probably the better than living. If you look at it logically, rationally, dying is better than living. Having a body is better than not having a body, right? It's like having a child and not having a child, which is better. If you have a child, you have to look after the child, feed the child. If you don't have a child, then you don't have to do anything. You just why are we are so afraid about losing the body when it's better not to have the body in the first place? That's why the Buddha said the body is a heavy burden. If you have it, then you have to carry it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But this is for someone enlightened, because an enlightened person doesn't need the body anymore. But for an enlightened person, you still need the body to use it as the instrument of practice. Without the body, you cannot practice the Noble Eightfold Path. I mean, you actually don't need the body to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, but you need the body to be able to learn the Noble Eightfold Path from another person, which is a Buddha or his noble disciple. So you need a human body. Unless if you are a spiritual being like the Buddha's mother, and the Buddha could contact her directly, then she could study directly from the Buddha without having to have a body.
Yes.
But generally speaking, you need a body. You have to have a human birth because in the human world is where you can find the Buddha and his noble disciples. So it's good to have a human body, especially during the time of the existence of Buddhism. If Buddhism still exists, if there are still Buddha's teaching and noble disciples teaching the Buddha's teaching, then you need to have a human birth to be able to access this teaching and practice the teaching. But once you have become enlightened, then the body you don't need the body anymore. Then it becomes a burden because you still have to look after it. You cannot kill the body because it's wrong, it's bad karma. So you just have to look after it until it eventually expires by itself. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Tanjak.
I'll move on to our next participant, Belinda from Singapore. Belinda, can you hear me?
Ajaan, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. You got anything to say?
Thank you so much for your teaching. I'm glad I logged on.
Okay.
Yeah, just listening to the past Skanda.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this study. Thank you.
Go to Gary from Singapore. Awesome. Gary, are you sleeping?
Good evening, Ajaan. Something that curious me. Just when I was in Wat Yang, I went up to Khao Chion, and I'm not sure how the name of this Khao Chion comes about. Is it some name after Mechi?
Yes, it's the name of Mechi. The story is there were two sisters who became Mechi or nun, and then they want to go to practice in the forest. So they found there's a pair of mountain nearby. One is called Khao Chi On, and the other one is Khao Chi Jan. So one went to one Khao Chi On, and then another went to the other mountain to practice. So the name of the mountain after the name of this Mechi On and Mechi Jan.
See, yes.
Okay.
We're quite grateful that
The other mountain is the one with the carving image of the Buddha on it. See, that's Khao Chi Jan.
Khao Chi Jan.
Yeah, and the one that the monks stay in is called Khao Chi On. So Chi On and Chi Jan are two sisters, two nuns, two sister nuns.
Two sisters.
According to the legend, anyway, I don't know whether it's true or not, but
that happens a long time ago.
yes.
I see.
That's how the name came about. Maybe just somebody just making up a story. I don't know.
So that's what I heard from one of the brothers. But I'm quite grateful that I have the chance to go up to the.
See, sometimes when we call Mechi, we shorten the name from Mechi to just Chi Jan, Chi On. When in fact the full name should be Mechi Jan, Mechi On, but sometimes we shorten the Mechi to just Chi On, Chi Jan, Chi Gao, Mechi Gao.
All right, I think just to satisfy my curiosity.
Okay,
Yeah,
happy to Happy to oblige.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Next, Sulan from Singapore. So, Sulan, you're in early today.
Huh? Sorry.
You're in early.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, happy to see you, Ajahn.
Okay. Anything?
Yeah. Just now, I heard Ajahn just now talk about how the Buddha actually taught his mother, even though she's not in a human birth. Then in that case, like, can we see like the mother of the noble disciples or even like the Buddha, they're actually very blessed and they have a lot of merits.
That's right. To be able to give birth to an enlightened, a future enlightened Buddha, then she can benefit from his enlightenment because he then will be able to teach her. Even after she died, he was still able to contact her and teach her while she is still in spiritual form.
Okay.
But if she give birth to somebody else, then who is not enlightened, then that person will not be able to teach her to become enlightened. So it's considered a great blessing to give birth to an enlightened person.
Yeah.
Like Ajahn Mahabua, after he became enlightened, he took his mother and made her a Meshi and lived with him in his monastery and taught her the Dhamma.
Then how come their merits like didn't like allow them to become like a monk or like the disciple instead?
Well, we all made different karma in our past, good karma and bad karma. So, but that doesn't matter what you become, whether a monk or a mechi. You can still practice the Noble Eightfold Path and become enlightened regardless of your status.
Okay. Regardless of it. Yeah.
Don't worry too much about your status. Worry more about whether you can practice the teaching or not. Okay, because everybody can teach, can practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You're welcome. Inten, you're back from Wat Yan. You're back in Indonesia.
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn.
How was your stay? Did you enjoy staying at Wat Yan?
Yes. I'm very enjoy, and I think when I in Wat Yan, I'm very happy, very peace.
You were able to fast also, not eat food.
Yeah. The next time I go to Wat Yan, I think I want to fasting more days.
Good. You can diet. You can reduce your weight.
Yes. Many thank you for Ajahn. Always tell me when I do the wrong thing so I can improve myself.
Okay. You're a good student also. You're trying.
Thank you, Ajahn. Ajahn, I want to ask to Ajahn. At that time, in Wat Yan, Ajahn said that in this time, I don't know what is the true and what is the false. So when I can know what is the true and what is the false?
Well, you must be able to judge whether when you see a dog, whether it's a dog or it's a cat.
So it means that time is after enlightened.
You must be able to judge what is permanent and what is impermanent. What is dukkha and what is not dukkha. What is a self and what is not a self. You must be able to separate the truth from fiction. We are seeing fiction. We are seeing everything as we are seeing everything as permanent and happiness and belonging to ourselves. And in fact, there is no permanent in anything, no happiness in anything, no self in anything. Can you see that yet?
No.
No. Okay. Then you're not seeing that. You're not being able to separate the truth from the false. Then, so you have to keep practicing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. Anybody else who's in the room that hasn't yet been has a chance to speak yet? Because everybody has already spoken. So we have some more time left, about 10 minutes left. If anybody would like to say something or ask something, please raise your hand and unmute your microphone.
We have some questions from Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Pon is
Okay, Pon doing the work today. Huh? Go ahead, Pon.
กับนมัสการพระอาจารย์ครับ We have 11 questions so far this evening.
Okay.
And 7 questions from the assistant email. The first question is from Grace, California. What is the difference between a one-seater and a once-returner?
This is, I don't know. This is the first time that I heard. Maybe Dr. Priyam, can you distinguish between the one-seater and once-returner?
I think Ekabija, I think one-seater is called Ekabija. That is for the Sotapanna, like only one birth left.
But actually, I heard Sotapanna is supposed to have 7 births left.
7 births or less.
Or less, that's right.
7 births or less. So 7 is the maximum they can go to. So they can have one birth and enlighten, that's Ekabija, one-seater.
So it's still Sotapanna.
Sotapanna.
One-seater, but once-returner is a Sakidagami, right?
Yes, Sakidagami, one birth guaranteed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
It's nice to have a walking Tripitaka around. Next.
Okay, and other 3 questions from Sam from Australia. The first question is, I am 37 this year and going to have a child soon. I tell myself that I will finish my duty for the next 30 years and may go forth to be ordained as a monk. After my duty is done, I will try to practice as much as I can during this 30 years as a lay person. Is having a goal to be ordained as a monk be helpful to my practice?
It is good to have a goal, but the goal that you set up is quite not realistic. 30 years from now, we don't know what's going to happen. So I wouldn't want to set that type of goal. Maybe 1 year or something like that would be more realistic. Like for me, I give myself 1 year. 1 year's time to do the practice. I gave up my job and I said I'm going to practice for 1 year and decide what I will do next. After 1 year, I had to make the decision whether I should ordain or whether I should continue as a lay person. If I continue as a lay person, I would have to go back to work because I had no money. But if I don't want to work, I want to meditate, then I have to become a monk. So then I decided to become a monk. So I think it's good to have a goal, but you should set it more realistically. 30 years from now, it's just too far away. You don't know what's going to happen, whether you're going to still live or not. And if you live, it's too late. You'll be 60. You'll be too old to become a monk. Because being a monk, you have to be physically fit, be able to look after yourself. Okay, next.
Next question. If I can't be ordained this lifetime, will the aspiration to be a monk bring forth to my next life?
It depends on how intense your aspiration is. And if you don't, to show that your aspiration is intense, then you should be ordained soon. If not, then I don't think your aspiration is real enough. Yeah. So I don't think it will carry to the next life. But if you have an aspiration and then you follow through with actually ordaining, I think this will go with you into your next life.
And next question. When I visited the monastery, I realized that after I asked questions with the Ajaan, sometimes I felt restless in my mind and kept thinking if I have asked anything unwise, act incorrectly in front of the Ajaan, or if the Ajaan can see through my conceit or ego. Is it a reflection or is it due to my defilement? Why do I have this type of feeling?
It's your defilement, your ego, and your lack of wisdom, I guess. Yeah. Delusion, your avijja causing you to have this type of reaction.
Okay. The next three questions from Sumanji. First question. In Buddhism, realms of existence often depicted as different states of existence that being can inhabit based on their karma or the consequence of their actions. I have read that there are 31 realms of existence into which being can be reborn in their long stay. It is said that some may be born in Brahma realms or Deva realm. Where are the Brahma and Deva realms located? In the air or the sky?
They are in the mind of each individual. They are developed by they come about by their action. To be able to become a deva, you have to be generous. You have to give a lot of dana and also keep the 5 precepts. This is the prerequisite of becoming a deva. And to become a Brahma, you need to practice meditation and be able to enter into jhana.
And the next question. In Sri Lanka, despite being predominantly a Buddhist nation, some Buddhists visit a place where people offer puja to gods and offer lavish gifts to deities such as fruit baskets, gold statue, etc., seeking blessings. It is not wiser to prioritize bestowing merit on gods through virtuous deeds rather than adhering to such practices.
Can you repeat the last sentence, please, again?
Is it not wiser to prioritize bestowing merits on gods through virtuous deeds rather than adhering to such practice?
Well, the path to enlightenment also requires that you do charity work also. You have to do dana, and then you practice virtual morality, and then you have to practice meditation. These are the 3 steps that will lead to enlightenment.
And the next question, should a Buddhist go to a place where they make offering to gods at all?
Well, in Buddhism, we don't believe in praying to getting benefit from the gods. You know, the Buddha said we have to benefit ourselves by our own action. So if you go to pay respect or to do merit with the gods, then you're not relying on yourself, and it will not lead you to enlightenment. So as a Buddhist, you shouldn't go unless you are required to, because of your social status. Sometimes you might have to join some activities. Then you can do that, but not because you want to benefit from this action spiritually. Then if you want to benefit spiritually from your action, then you should do dana or charity, keep the precept of morality, and practice meditation or bhavana. These are the 3 actions that will benefit you spiritually, not other things, not other action.
And we have 4 more questions from Facebook. First question from Metta. Can Ajaan kindly explain what's the difference between the knower, the one who knows, and Atma, soul?
Well, in Buddhism, we have no concept of Atma, which is a self, or soul. In Buddhism, there's no self, there's just a knowing element. And this knowing element can think, can feel, and can access, can connect with the body to access the essential organs, essential objects. But there are no self in this thing. They are just action. They're just natural phenomena.
Okay, the second question from Siri. Ajaan, did Visakha know that she reached Sotapanna at the age of 7? Why she still got married and enjoy married life? Can a woman who reached Sotapanna do the same?
Yes, Sotapanna hasn't yet got rid of the sexual cravings. So she still crave for sex, even though she is a Sotapanna.
And the next question from QS. Ajaan, is it appropriate to listen to Dhamma during bedtime? I find myself easier to fall asleep while listening to Dhamma.
Well, the purpose of listening to Dhamma is to learn something, learn Dhamma. So if you listen to Dhamma and then you go to sleep, then you're not learning anything. So you use listening to Dhamma as a sleeping pill to help you go to sleep.
And last question from Angeline. How to gain merit for mother who is bedridden?
For mother
who is bedridden?
Bedridden, then probably nothing except meditation, I guess. Tell her to meditate. Tell her to recite Bhutto, Bhutto, or do chanting. Okay, that's all the question for tonight. I think that's about all the time we have also, exactly 10 o'clock here in Thailand. So I think we'll have to end this meeting. I hope you all enjoy this meeting and benefit from this meeting and maybe use it to advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
กราบสาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Praja.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Ajaan. Very nice.
Thank you, Ami. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye, bye.
Bye-bye. ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye-bye.